Chrissy Lampkin's child vanished into thin air. One minute she's a joyful mother, the next it's as if the child never exists and Jim Jones is out here throwing fingers at the critics. This is getting crazy. So let's break that down real quick because something just ain't matching up. How can a newborn infant just disappear overnight? Was this a staged kidnapping? Or is there something more deeper going on behind the scenes? And why is Jim Jones out here accusing instead of hunting for solutions? We're going to dive all the way down this one from odd moves to shitty family drama is about to get ugly. Grab your popcorn because the tea is boiling hot. And you already know we have Chrissy Lampkin's kid has vanished into thin air, and Jim Jones, rather than being a concerned parent, is out here pointing fingers at the haters. Excuse me, what sir? Your child is gone and instead of contacting the policy, you're worried about social media, which isn't right now. Let's go into this hectic timeline because believe me, online detectives are already working hard to piece everything together. So let's note act like Jim Jones and Chrissy Elkins have been the picture ideal couple. You recall how long it took him to even propose to her. It took about a decade of her waiting, asking, and enduring with his garbage before he finally handed her a ring. And to be honest, he wasn't exactly pleased about it. We all saw how wary he was about love and hip-hop. Fast forward to when Chrissy Lampkin initially revealed she was pregnant and had a couple babies. The comments were not what you'd expect for a couple that's been together forever. People were side-eyeing Jim Jones, like wait, wasn't he just saying he didn't want children? And let's not forget Mama Jones was not feeling this pregnancy at all, even going so far as to doubt whether the baby was Jim's. And then bang, the DNA drama occurred. And let me tell you, the internet was devouring it. And Jim Jones appeared to be about to pack his bags and flee. When those data came back, Chrissy Lampkin was over here in tears, attempting to convince everyone that this was supposed to be a pleasant occasion. And just as we thought things were finally settling down, we wake up to this. The infant has vanished and there is no sign of him, which makes things exceedingly suspect. According to unidentified persons on Twitter who claim to have inside information, something happened the night before Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin's disappearance. The fight was so bad that neighbors could hear it through the walls. But here's the kicker. Shortly after argument, boom, the baby's gone now. Babies don't just vanish, so what exactly happened here? One weird notion, flying Mama Jones could have had anything to do with this, which seems insane, but let's not pretend she hasn't been meddling in Jim's life from day one. She never liked Chrissy Lampkin and was never on board with this. Pregnant, and let's be honest, if she could find a means to get rid of this kid, she would do so. But wait, it gets even worse. There are reports that Chrissy Lenz was spotted at a private medical facility just days ago, before the baby disappeared. Why is no one talking about this? What was she doing there? Was it a typical checkup? Anything more than Jim Jones' comment, and believe me when I say it made no sense. Man gets on social media, and adds the haters got what they wanted sir. What your baby is missing, and that's your answer. No tears, no worries. No police. Intervention, simply some badge gibberish haters. Here's where things take a nasty turn, cause guess what? There is no formal missing persons report, police investigation, or Amber Alert. Thus the internet is suddenly seething with hypotheses, and to be honest, some of these are making a bit too much sense. Theory number 1 states that the infant never existed in the first place. Chrissy Lampkin has never posted any images, and Jim Jones has never shared anything. And suddenly, just like that, the kid is gone. Some folks say this was one enormous PR effort gone wrong. Like what if Chrissy Lampkin manufactured the pregnancy to keep Jim Jones locked in? And now that the truth is becoming revealed, they're attempting to discreetly wipe up the mess. And honestly, it wouldn't be the first time a celebrity did anything like this. Theory number 2, Mama Jones pulled some strings. As you already know, she's been attempting to get Chrissy Lampkin out off the image for years, and with all the dirty tricks she's pulled in the past, wouldn't it be surprising if she somehow engineered this disappearance? Theory number 3? Something much darker happened, and I don't even want to mention this one out loud, but what if anything happened to the infant and they're covering it up? I mean, the absence of police participation is suspect. The way Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin's conduct is odd, and I don't want to jump to conclusions, but what do you think happened here? Something doesn't add up. Believe me, Toas is far from done, since we're about to break out all the unusual facts in part 2, and let me tell you it's about to get much crazier. Alright, if you thought the first portion was strange, Wait until you hear what comes next, because the more we investigate into this inexplicable newborn disappearance, the shadier it gets. So let's take up where we left off with Jim Jones out here blaming the haters, Chrissy radio silence, and tell me why nobody in their inner group is discussing this. If it breaks out, someone will leak information, source, or a buddy of a friend. But this is nothing but complete silence because, let's be honest, if your infant goes missing, you're contacting the cops, creating a huge spectacle, involving the news, and yelling from the rooftops. But they're not. Which implies one of two things. The baby was never real in the first place. And if number 2 is correct, we've been played. Let's speak about this alleged pregnancy for a second, since I don't know about you, but something has felt off since day one. No prenatal photo shoots since Chrissy Lampkin loves to flaunt when she's feeling herself. No baby shower, even a simple home one. Don't even get me started on Jim Jones. Because this person was roaming about, behaving like nothing was occurring the entire time Chrissy Lampkin was purportedly pregnant. As bro, your first kid is on the way, and you don't even look happy. Remember when Cardi B was pregnant? Rihanna and Beyonce had entire marketing efforts for their infants. Except Chrissy Lampkin, silence. And this is where things get more odd. Because supposedly a medical worker, who obviously wanted to stay anonymous, came out and revealed that Chrissy Lampkin was spotted at a private OSD multiple times, but not for prenatal care. Now, wait on why she would be in a private medical if it wasn't for checkups. What if she wasn't pregnant at all? And as if things couldn't get sketchier, when one of Chrissy's old acquaintances showed up and basically validated what we were all thinking, she straight up told Chrissy Lampkin and Jim had always been strategic in their business practices. If she decided to pull something like this, believe me, she'd make it appear real. Excuse me, are you telling me this whole thing? Let's shift gears for a moment, because if this baby was real, there's only one person who's looking extremely suspect right now. And that's Mama Jones. Because we know she's against this pregnancy since day one. She didn't hold back at all. And she was even out here doubting if the kid was Jim's. But here's where some starting to suspect that Mama Jones may have taken matters into her own hands. And I know it seems excessive, but just hear me out. First of all, Mama Jones is not above being dirty. We've seen her when it comes to Jim Jones and Chrissy's relationship, they repeatedly crossed the line. Second, she was one of the last individuals saw with the infant before the abduction. And third, explain why a neighbor reported seeing her leave Chrissy and Jim's house in the middle of the night with a blanket-covered bundle in her arms. We can't prove anything in that bundle. So let's just ask if Mama Jones stole the baby. Where did she take it? And why is nobody addressing this and speaking about strange behavior that we need to talk about? Jim Jones himself, because something about his vibe doesn't sit right. Like, why is he so casual about the whole affair? Why is he writing articles about Thea Had something? And don't forget Jim Jones. Jim Jones has recently been under fire for some dubious financial activities. What if this baby scandal is just a diversion from something greater? Because explain to me why just last week there were speculations that Jim Jones is suffering major financial troubles. Some sources even stated that he was in talks to sell off some of his holdings, settle his obligations. So could it be that this entire pregnancy scenario is simply a smokescreen for something else? You already know the internet is going crazy over this whole affair, is on fire with theories, and let me tell you some of them. One user wrote, Jim and Chrissy's kid is missing, but there was never a baby to begin with. So theoretical doesn't work. Another tweeted, Mama Jones obviously took that baby. Took that baby, and we need an FBI investigation now. And then someone truly took it there. What if Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin staged this baby? Elicit sympathy. And now they don't know how to conclude the plot. The point is that nothing is really off the table because, let's be honest, Hollywood celebrities love to create controversy when it advantages them. And if they genuinely believed this PR trick would boost their relevance, backfired at this point. We need answers. Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin need to come out and tell us, was this baby even genuine? So where is it now? Why is there no missing persons report? Why is no one in their circle speaking out? The longer time goes, the shadier this gets, and believe me, this tale is far from done, because in part 3 we're about to take an even deeper look into the cover-ups, phony stories, and hidden causes behind this horrible scenario. And let me just warn you right now that it's going to become even darker. Listen if you thought part 2 was wild, just what, because we're about to go even deeper, because at this point, it's not even about whether the kid was genuine or not, it's about how far Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin are prepared to go to hide the truth, and let me tell you, the more we investigate, the wilder the tale becomes. So let's start up where we left off. Jim Jones is out here acting like he's too cool to care. Chrissy Lampkin is basically in hiding, and Mama Jones is rambling about like she doesn't know nothing else. Tell me why, just as we started asking too many questions. Fresh proof suddenly popped up, y'all. Out off nowhere, an anonymous tipster came forward and claimed they have proof that the kid was abducted by a close family member. But guess what? That proof proved to be some blurry, low-quality CCTV footage depicting a dark individual walking away from Jim and Chrissy's house in the middle of the night. Pardon me, you think we're expected to believe this as evidence? Where is the clear footage? Where is the police inquiry? Oh wait, there is no police inquiry because no one reported the infant missing. What is going on here? Think about it for a second. If you're when a child goes missing, what is the first thing you do? You call the police, alert the media, and go into full panic mode. But Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin are chilling, sending weird Instagram messages, and pretending everything okay. It's almost like they don't want the police involved. And why would that be? Perhaps because if the cops truly started digging, they'd realize there was never a baby in the first place. And listen, I'm not the only one coping about this whole issue, because explain to me why a reporter sought to press Jim Jones for answers at an event last night. His response was doubtful, to say the least. Instead of answering the question, he smiled and stated, "People enjoy making up tales. Y'all need to mind your business." Okay, now we need to mind our business. But when you wanted attention for this secret baby scheme, it was everyone's business. Now let's talk about Mama Jones again, because I don't know about you, but she's looking more guilty by the second since her unusual late-night escape from Jim Jones and Chrissy's apartment. Guess what? She went entirely off the grid. No social, no public appearances or media posts marks. This is a lady who lives. Why is she suddenly so dramatic? Silence could be because she knows something we don't. And let me tell you, things grew more strange when someone noticed her at an isolated spot in New Jersey. She was seen meeting up with an unknown man. And this is the guy she was. I used to work as a private investigator. Hello, what's in the cover? What's happening on here? Because if you ask, this is giving full in. We need to bury the scandal before it becomes worse energy. But guess what? It's too late, since the streets are debating, the internet is talking, and people have already demanding answers. Is where things take a darker turn, because explain to me why. A new anonymous source just came forward stating that Chrissy Lampkin had been working with a surrogate the entire when. Are you going to tell me everything? The pregnancy was fraudulent from the beginning. If this is correct, it explains a lot. Why were there no pregnancy images? There was no baby bulge. So why Chrissy Lampkin has been so mysterious throughout? Wait, it gets worse, because according to a source, the surrogate was not paid the full amount she was promised, and she supposedly, if Jim is correct, he brought the youngster back. Jones and Chrissy Lampkin have never truly lost the baby. They just got outplayed. And honestly, if that is the case, great for her, because if they honestly believed they could play games with this woman's time and money, whatever happens next. But here's the point of this surrogate is genuine. Where is she now? Because just as people began delving, she moved into guessing what happened. I am also missing, y'all, and I'm not even sure a social media presence. No interviews, remarks. It's almost like someone made sure she went before she could speak. If it doesn't send chills down your spine, I am not sure what will happen. Because we are not only dealing with a lost infant, we could do our dealing with a full-fledged Hollywood verpin. And let me simply remind you, everyone knows that this isn't the first Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin have been captured. Jim Jones has been involved in some questionable enterprises, been related to a variety of financial countries. And remember how Chris surprisingly got money out of AA a few years back. They couldn't have imagined that faking a child would be they couldn't make their largest financial move. Have you planned to get a reality TV deal or sell exclusive rights to the first newborn photos? But when things didn't go as predicted, they had to withdraw out. Before the truth was revealed at this time, anything is possible, because the situation changed from a lost newborn to a full-fledged Hollywood And believe me, this is the last we'll hear about it, because if I know one thing about Hollywood, in drama, the truth is always revealed when it comes out. Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin should be ready to face the repercussions. Before we conclude this, I need you to let me know in the comments what you believe actually happened. Was there ever a kid to begin with? Mama Jones makes some brilliant maneuvers, or is this one of the largest public relations hoaxes of all? Whatever the case may be, you'll know. I'm keeping an eye on the situation, so if you wish to stay up to date in this bizarre circumstance, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because believe me, we're not finished with this one. Until next time, keep your eyes open, because in Hollywood, it is never what it appears. And that concludes this wild. However, this scenario is far from finished. And you already know, more drama is expected to develop, so if you want to stay ahead of the mess, make sure you use the like button and leave a comment below, and subscribe for all newest developments. Do you believe Jim Jones and Chrissy were lie about Feinfant, or is this simply if there is another Hollywood cover-up? Please let me know. Please share your views in I need to hear what you're saying, think, and don't forget to enable post notifications. You never miss it. Next wild, believe me, this is not the story, the ultimate twist, we're going to witness. Stay confined and keep awake. I'll see you in the next one. Next one.